Alright guys, welcome back to the Planet Football YouTube channel. We are back for another one of our footballing reactions, and I can't wait to jump into this one where we're going to be checking out Johan Cruyff. We are keeping the bar at an all-time high for these 2022 reactions. A couple of weeks ago we reacted to Diego Maradona, definitely a reaction worth checking out if you've not seen already. But Johan Cruyff is someone who I've always been absolutely fascinated about. Obviously, I know about the sort of impact and legacy that he's actually had on the game in terms of, you know, his managerial career and that sort of thing, the Barcelona side he had, his influence on Ajax and things like that. But in terms of the actual player Johan Cruyff, I've not really seen all too much of him in terms of clips, goals and things like that. I'm familiar of course with the Cruyff turn, I think everyone is, but I'm particularly excited to jump into this reaction, see what sort of player he was, what he was looking like on the pitch. Obviously a player way before my time, but as always make sure to get your sort of memories and experiences with Johan Cruyff in the comments down below, and also leave any other comments for future players that you'd like to see me reacting to on the channel as well. We've built up quite the catalogue so far, but we've still got plenty of classic footballers to go ahead and react to. So as always, if you're going to enjoy, make sure to leave a like and do subscribe, and stay tuned for some more reactions coming up over the next few weeks. But without any further ado, let's see what Cruyff had to offer. I'm very excited to jump into this one. Let's see just what Cruyff had to offer. Probably the oldest player that we've reacted to on the channel so far as well. I know that Cruyff was around, I think around the sort of 70s, wasn't he? So definitely going to be the most sort of old school footballer that we've reacted to so far. So yeah, really interested to see what the whole vibe was like during this sort of time, what he sort of had to offer. It might even be worth doing a couple of reactions on Cruyff, really, seeing, you know, how he was as a player and the influence he actually had as a manager as well. I'm sure as a player I'm going to be blown away by some of these clips though. I mean, the dribbling straight away. Yeah, he's someone who picks it up from those deep areas and literally just glides through people, doesn't he? There we go, yeah. I knew that I'd come out eventually. Oof, outside the foot. Immaculate touch. He's a really he's quite a unique player to look into, really, because his dribbling's absolutely fantastic, but it's not sort of comparable to someone like Maradona, because they're very different sort of dribblers in the way they do it. And I think that's because their frame, really, he's a lot sort of taller, isn't he, Cruyff? But the speed at which he can just flick it in and out of people's amazing. And so, I mean, some of the touches are going to be outrageous like that, aren't they? Both feet as well, which I'm noticing he can go off, which is to be expected, I'm sure, with a player that good, but gives him that level of unpredictability. The speed just to, yeah, get around people, but with how big he actually is as well. I'm struggling to think of like a modern day player to compare him to, but I imagine even back then in the 70s he was quite a unique figure who was really sort of one of a kind. Yeah, I imagine that happened a lot. We saw that a lot in the Maradona one, people flying in with tackles on him. I mean, when you can do that to someone and just rip a defender up, it's the only way people can stop you. feel like he massively made that number 14 iconic as well, didn't he? Oh. I mean, that's a goalkeeper blunder, if anything. There we go, though. Oh. Yeah, the speed with those sort of things. Because he's got quite a slim figure, hasn't he? But he's really... I'll be interested to know just how tall he was. And he's got the playmaking in him as well. Oh, ha 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 ha. I think he played quite a few positions during his career as well, didn't he? Like anywhere across the forward line, and these clips show that, you know, he can come from those deep areas, either side out wide or as that focal point as the number 9. Oh, that touch. Oh, the best way, and probably the biggest like compliment I can give to him really, is he looks like, I mean, I can't really say this because I've not seen any other really players in the 70s and things, but he looks like a modern day player who's just been thrown back into the 70s really, if that makes sense. He looks like a player that was way ahead of his time with these clips. The stuff he was doing with the ball, the little bits of trickery and things like that. Yeah, those little things as well, those little passes and that playmaking ability. Yeah, it's an era of football that I am fascinated about, so you guys will have to let me know any other suggestions in the comments down below, any sort of other footballers around the sort of 70s and 80s that you'd like to see on the channel as well, because it's one area where my knowledge is next to nothing. Like around the 90s I've got a little bit, and that's been building the more reactions we've done on the channel so far, but this is all completely new to me. Oh. But I imagine as well for a lot of the footballers around this time, it's probably the same goes for Cruyff as well. The footage will probably be quite limited, which is a shame. Loves that outside of the foot pass, doesn't he? It's great. So sort of nonchalant. And his ability to go from like 0 to 100 in just a split second like that. He sort of lures defenders into a false sense of security, then just flashes it away from them. Yeah, both feet. Oh, outrageous! 4 defenders around him then the little flick away from them. Oh, ha 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 ha. Very similar goal that to a lot of the ones that Stoichkov scored. We reacted to him last week on the channel. Oh. Oh, of course, and that came from Cruyff as well. Obviously, I know the Thierry Henry equivalent of that penalty, but that makes sense. Yeah, his awareness of everything else on the pitch, that was an outrageous goal. But his awareness of everyone else on the pitch was just second to none, wasn't it? Really enjoyable reaction again. But guys, there we have it. That will wrap it up for today's reaction video. Very much enjoyed that one. Cruyff was an incredibly sort of complete player is what I got from that compilation, really. It sort of dived into the different sort of aspects of his game, and not only was he a really complete player, but quite a unique one at that as well. There's no one that immediately springs out of my mind that I can go, oh, it's quite like him in the modern day. Like obviously with Maradona, I'd say, oh, it's more like Messi. Or with every other player we've reacted to previously, there's always been someone who's sprung in my mind in terms of who to compare them to in the modern day. But Cruyff just seems like really one of a kind, doesn't he? But as always, guys, make sure to leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Leave any other suggestions for other players you'd like to see me reacting to in the future as well. But apart from that, thanks for tuning in, guys, and I'll see you all in the next one.